plays games with Jay.
Okay, the person who used the hammer is... Maki, you're the third party we're looking for, aren't you?
What? It's Maki?
What are you saying? Remember what Kokichi said?
It runs out of battery.
The electro hammer needs to be recharged for 24 hours after it runs out of battery. That hammer was used last afternoon, so it couldn't have been used this morning.
Oh, right. When we were all gathered in the dining hall this morning. Bungie is so light compared to Effie. Effie's so big. I'd rather not use a weapon I'm unfamiliar with. This is much better. Ooh.
A knife?
Wow. Maki was the only one without an electro hammer, wasn't she?
Knowing that, the electro hammer I found could only have belonged to Maki. And that leads me to the conclusion that Maki must be the third party. She also knows how to assemble the crossbow and could have returned it to her lab later. You brought a different crossbow than the one Kaito had, right? Maki took 2 arrows and her own crossbow from her lab, disabled the exosoul with an electro hammer, and infiltrated the hangar. Now we just have to figure out what happened after. Do you want to die?
Jugula?
Why are you doing this? What? Why are you getting in my way? Getting in your way? Maki, what are you... Yes, I am the third party. Huh? I admit going into the hangar with an exosoul and then shooting the crossbow. But I didn't kill anyone. I'm not the culprit.
You're right.
Oh god, it's fast!
I used the electro hammer. And I used the exosoul to enter the something too.
Oh.
Probably hangar. I also shot the crossbow. However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon.
It's no use. She's not listening to me at all. But I can't back down here.
You're right.
Wait.
I used the electro hammer. And I used it to enter the hangar too. I also shot the crossbow there.
I don't know which...
However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon.
Blade lock. Oh, okay. Suck. Cess. Sorry, like the waste partition.
Suck!
What do you mean?
The arrows left holes in their clothes. Think about the locations on the wounds. Arm, an arrow to each of those spots. Wouldn't result in a fatal injury. That's why the crossbow can't be the murder weapon. Therefore, I'm not the culprit.
Okay, I want to believe her, but why she's scrambling to defend herself, the way she's...
The arrows left holes in their clothes. Think about the locations of the wounds. They were on his arm and back. An arrow to each of those
Oh god.
wouldn't result in a fatal injury.
It wouldn't matter where the arrow hit, if it were poisoned.
Poison?
I noticed something about the poison in my lab during the investigation. There was just a little less in the bottle than before. If that poison had been applied to those arrows, they would have been lethal, no matter where they connected. Maki, do you have a rebuttal?
What's the matter? Why don't you say anything? Don't tell me, are you really the culprit? There's no way she is, because why would she kill Kaito? Nah, I can't understand if you don't explain anything.
Maki is still fighting.
Huh? Fighting?
Do you remember what that Maki said she would do anything to defeat Kokichi? Maki's trying to kill Kokichi in this class trial. She wants to kill the mastermind, a remnant of despair. Kokichi just drinking his fucking fountain drink right now. Then when Maki says she would sacrifice anything, she meant... The sacrifice that Maki is talking about must be... It's either one of these two. She plans to sacrifice all of our lives in order to kill Kokichi.
Sacrifice us?
Then by hiding the truth, Maki was trying to get us to arrive at the wrong answer. Just to kill Kokichi and the rest of us along with him?
So doesn't that mean that Maki's the culprit? She knew what happened and tried to hide it from us. But that mischievous plan was ruined all thanks to Shuichi here. Too bad, Maki. I already predicted this would happen.
You knew all along that Maki was the culprit. That's why you've been so calm. This isn't over. Maybe we do have the truth now, but this isn't over. We have a choice to make. We don't have to follow where the evidence leads.
What do you mean? Does this mean you're gonna vote for someone else even if it's not the truth?
Someone else? You mean vote incorrectly on purpose?
What did you say?
Kaito told me that only I would be able to grasp what lies beyond the truth. That means finding the truth is not enough. We need to grasp the hope just beyond it. So Maki, please tell us the truth. The truth that only you know. So Kaito said that to you. Then, does that mean you guys made up before he died? Yeah, when I went to see him yesterday. I see. Okay, I'll talk about it. Especially since it's my responsibility for involving everyone. Shuichi, you're so persistent. Were you always like that? You think so? Maybe Kaito's charisma is starting to rub off on me. That guy could be pretty stubborn. Then, what really happened?
Maki, please tell us. Please. And so Maki began telling the truth. A truth that would leave us all in shock. I love Monokuma's little face there.
Yeah.
Don't just start narrating things, you're ruining the mood. Well, I guess this turn of events isn't exactly boring either.
Intermission. Oh, okay. Yay. Were class intermissions in Danganronpa 1?
I forget. I think so.
Were they? Okay. I feel like they might have been introduced in 2.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And then the Monokuma and Cubs theater segment began. But with all the Monokubs destroyed, this segment was no longer possible. And so the curtain quickly fell.
The flashback light became the motive. When Kokichi remembered that he was a remnant of despair, I planned to kill him. I thought that if I killed him, this game, and the battle between hope and despair would end. I was confident in my talent as an assassin. I knew I would be able to do it.
We've tried to end this killing game before, but...
We were naive.
Huh?
That's what I thought. I knew Kokichi would take advantage of my naivete simply because it's him.
Maki totally gets me.
That's why I need to settle it myself. I took the poison arrows and the crossbow and broke it into the hangar with an exisal. But when I entered the hangar, I saw something I never expected. Kaito and Kokichi were fighting each other. Kokichi was shot in the arm with a crossbow arrow, probably by Kaito when he fought back. Both of them stopped and looked at the exisal, most likely surprised by its sudden appearance. Kokichi immediately took out his remote and attempted to control the exisal I was in. I jumped out of the exisal before he could and shot Kokichi in the back with an arrow. That should have been enough to stop him since the arrow was coated with poison. The Strike 9 poison, correct? But why pick that particular poison? Some of my poisons in my lab were far more lethal. I wanted Kokichi to confess his true intentions before he died. And find out why he was lying and trying to confuse us.
What do you mean?
If he was the mastermind, it would have been easier for him to hide in shadows, right? He could have made it seem as if the late Junko was secretly behind his killing game. That way, he could reveal himself as a surprise mastermind to liven up the game. Because of his suspicious actions, anyone would have already suspected him as the mastermind. Especially with that message in the courtyard. Kokichi said it was a hint, but was it necessary for him to go out of his way just for a hint? As a remnant of despair, I imagine he wanted to feel the despair of his plan being thwarted. I think that if he wanted the thrill, he would have carried out the plan carefully. So when his carefully laid out plan goes to waste, he would be in utter despair.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maki must have wanted to hear it directly from Kokichi himself. But it was pointless. I was a fool for thinking I could have a serious talk with him.
What are you talking about? Remnants of despair? What's that? I don't understand anything you're saying. But anyway, why are you starting up the killing game when it should have ended? You already know it's all meaningless, and that I'm the mastermind. Do you love killing that much?
Shut up, you asshole. I realized it was pointless to continue the conversation, so I shot the final arrow. But then... Oh, and then Oh. What? Kaito protected Kokichi?
Why? Why would Kaito protect Kokichi?
At that moment, my mind went blank. I knew I had to do something about the poison. I rushed to Shuichi's research lab for the antidote. So, you didn't have the antidote with you at the time? I used Strike 9 poison to torture Kokichi for info, but I planned to kill him from the start.
That's so mean.
But that was my first mistake. Because of that,
You what?
I ended up killing Kaito. When I returned with the antidote, the hangar shutter had been closed. I assumed it was Kokichi's doing, but because of that, I couldn't enter the hangar anymore. I need to give Kaito the antidote somehow, so I went to the bathroom window. Kaito, can you hear me? Quick, drink this antidote! After calling out to him, I chucked the antidote through the bathroom window. Kaito noticed it and grabbed the antidote. But Kokichi stole it from him.
Sorry, but I can't die here, since I'm the mastermind of this killing game.
Wait, there's only one antidote!
Oh, you don't have to worry about Kaito. He fulfilled his dream, right? He already went to space. Damn it.
Stop!
Whew, I feel so much better. I guess that's a wrap. Or maybe not, because now another class trial is going to start.
Class trial?
You'll be the Blackened for this case, you know. The Blackened who killed Kaito.
I killed...
Shut it. Screw the class trials. Like hell am I gonna let you have your way?
Kaito, why did you protect Kokichi? If you didn't help him then...
I couldn't help it. Even if it's Kokichi, I can't have you kill anybody.
What?
Aw, Kaito wasn't protecting me. He was protecting Maki. The situation just got way worse, huh? Maki's gonna become the Blackened responsible for killing you. All because you protected me.
Don't you worry, Maki Roll. I'm not gonna die that easily. Just leave it to me. I'll put an end to this killing game.
You're still full of energy even like that. You really are not boring.
What?
I want to see what a dying Kaito can do. So show me what you've got. I won't meddle with your plans.
What are you...
Don't mind me. Run, Maki Roll. Just hurry up and run. Run. And live. You gotta live.
But I refuse to give up. I tried to enter the hangar by breaking the control panel with my knife. In the end, I couldn't.
So that's where the marks on the control panel came from, huh?
After that, I returned to the bathroom window once more, but I didn't see anyone. The bathroom door was closed. I called out, but neither Kaito nor Kokichi answered. I couldn't do anything anymore. All I could do was leave. That's when I made up my mind. As the Blackened who killed Kaito, I would kill Kokichi during this class trial, in exchange for all of your lives.
So that's what happened.
Then Kokichi, knowing what he knew, still helped Maki cover up for her crime?
Was that why you smushed Kaito in the hydraulic press? Kaito wanted Maki to be spotless. As his friend, I felt obliged to help him.
How dare you make fun of him? You call yourself a friend? You enjoyed watching us suffer. You fucking asshole!
Ooh, Maki is so scary. Good thing I'm in this exosoul. Pretty sure Maki would have already killed me if I was out there in the flesh. So, what are everyone's plans now? With the truth out in the open, who are you guys going to vote for? You can vote for me, but if you do, we'll all die together. Or vote for Maki and live. Well, choose whichever you want. I don't care either way. Why? Why are you so calm? Your life depends on this too. Who cares? Just choose already. Come on, who are you going to vote for?
No, we can't vote yet. We don't have the whole truth. This case isn't over.
Huh?
Thank you for telling us everything, Maki. Thanks to you, I finally understand. There's another hidden truth within your testimony. A hidden truth? Yes, I'm positive. Because there's something wrong with the testimony you've given us. The part of Maki's testimony that doesn't add up. Oh. The reason I chose that was because like Kokichi wasn't hit by a poison arrow, was he?
Kokichi, he was in the back, right?
Oh, you know what? Okay, yeah. Kaito protecting Kokichi. Maki said she used a knife to try to break the control panel and enter the hangar. But that doesn't make sense, because there's an alarm system on the shutter.
Oh yeah, the alarm should have gone off if someone got close to the shutter.
I was too focused to notice at the time, but now that you mention it, it is odd.
Maybe the sensor just missed her? Nah, the security there isn't that sloppy. If a shady person got near the shutter, the alarm would have gone off without question.
Then why didn't the alarm go off? Like I told you, this isn't over. There's still a hidden truth to find. That's right. There must be some kind of reason behind all these oddities. Finding that reason will help us find a hidden truth. Okay. Earlier what I was going to say was like my backup theory was I had a feeling Maki was involved, but I did attempt to enter the hangar and I tried to destroy the control panel.
With the knife, yeah.
At the time, the alarm system didn't go off. But if you had approached the shutter, the alarm would have activated with 100% certainty.
Maybe it was just broken? Perhaps it was turned to a special setting? Or maybe Maki's telling a lie? Did you really try to break the control panel with a knife?
I'm not going to tell any more lies. Stuff was working properly, so what can we learn from that? Yeah, I knew. Okay, electro bomb. With my knife. Our system didn't go off. No, I'm not disagreeing that it didn't go off. But if you had approached the shutter, 100% certainty. There's a way to disable the alarm system. An electro bomb would take it down. But Maki only had one bomb, and she used it during the raid this morning.
Then the only other person who could have used one is Kokichi, right? Huh? Why would I use an electro bomb? I had no reason to shut off the alarm, right? I'd be at a disadvantage if I did that. I guess so. I can't come up with a reason why Kokichi would want to cut the alarm.
But we know that the alarm system was neutralized. It had to be. In that case, then... I've got it. Disabling the alarm system wasn't the real objective.
What?
The main objective of Kokichi using Electro Bomb was... It was to deactivate the safety function on the press. Deactivate the safety function? The Electro Bomb wouldn't have just taken down the alarm system. It also would have disabled the hydraulics press safety function. That's what I was wondering too, but when they saw like, oh, it was cut, I was like, okay, I guess the Electro Bomb didn't do anything with that, but I thought the range was big enough.
That's true, but why would he do that?
There's only one reason that anyone would want to do that. But if I'm right, it means that we've been thinking about this all wrong. All wrong? What aspect of this case runs contrary to the new evidence? What piece of evidence called into question if the safety function was off? Oh wait, no. Never mind. Kaito's cause of death. What? If the Electro Bomb was used while Maki was trying to deliver the antidote, maybe Kaito didn't die by poison. It could be something else entirely. Yes, the cause of death could now be hydraulic press, right? The hydraulic press. Kaito could have been killed by the press after all.
What? He could have?
If the safety was off, the press could have crushed Kaito while he was still alive. Right after I threw the antidote, I tried to open the shutter. So, Kaito should have still been alive. And if he was crushed by the hydraulic press after that, then we have our cause of death.
If that's the case, I mean the one who killed Kaito wasn't Maki.
It would be whoever was operating the hydraulic press. Kokichi!
I see, very impressive. The hydraulic press could have been the cause of death. But that's just a possibility.
What do you mean?
It's possible that I killed Kaito with the press, but there's no way to know. Kaito's death could have been either the poison arrow or the hydraulic press.
Oh my god, this watered down Nagito fucking situation. Whatever. Alright.
Both causes are possible, but you'll never be able to determine it. No matter what. No matter what? And that's not true. We can probably solve this mystery too. Right, Shuichi?
Is it really possible to determine Kaito's actual cause of death? I guess it isn't, technically. I hate to admit it, but Kokichi is right. We have no way to prove the cause of death.
What did you say? You can't check the body, and you don't have any conclusive evidence. You can't deduce any more from here on out. There's no way to know what happened. But I know, because I was actually involved.
So that's what you were trying to do. You were trying to commit an unsolvable murder.
You finally get it? Yup, that was my plan. The gimmick of this murder case isn't the unknown victim, but rather the unknowable culprit. No one understands but me. Only I know the answer. There's no more room for deduction here. Choose the culprit with your own intuition.
Intuition?
Are you troubled? I'm sure robots don't have intuition, right? But there's nothing you can do about it. This is just how the trial goes. So who is the culprit? Maki or me? The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off. It's voting time!
Interesting. Oh boy, I want to be Kokichi, but oh boy. I feel like this is gonna be the bad ending, right? One of them's gonna be the good or one of them's gonna be the bad ending. So let's just try it.
Hey, that's my line. I'm the one who decides when it's voting time. Oh, come on. No one's gonna figure out the truth. Let's just vote already. This won't be a problem, right, Monokuma? Because you know who the culprit is, don't you? Just like you always do. Yes, of course.
Oh.
Yeah? What kind of a reaction is that? The culprit, you say? Ah, yes, of course I know.
Why do you seem so flustered?
Flustered? What are you talking about?
What's going on with Monokuma right now? Monokuma, do you not know who the culprit is either?
What do you mean I don't know? Huh? What don't I know, huh?
You don't know, do you?
What does this mean? Why doesn't Monokuma know who the culprit is?
Monokuma doesn't know who the culprit is either? If Monokuma doesn't know, what does that tell us about this case? Wait, this case? Yes, that's it. So that's what Kokichi's real objective was.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Kokichi wasn't just trying to commit a murder that we couldn't figure out. He was trying to commit a murder that Monokuma couldn't figure out either. A murder Monokuma couldn't figure out?
What's the point of that? Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma.
But consider how many elements of this case would be cleared up. Prior to this case, Monokuma always knew the specific details of each crime, correct? That must mean that he was using some way of monitoring us. Perhaps there are hidden cameras, strategically placed to avoid our detection. I can't say for certain, but he must be keeping watch somehow. Kokichi probably used the electro bomb to scramble whatever that was. The electro bomb would prevent any cameras from sending videos wirelessly, which means it wouldn't matter where the surveillance cameras were hidden.
Like I said, what's the point? Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma.
Before we determine that for sure, I want to make one thing clear. If the objective were to create a crime that would stump Monokuma, the Exisouls... Yes, the Exisouls weren't protecting Monokuma, they were... admiring him.
I mean, who wouldn't?
They were watching Monokuma.
Watching him?
Yes, remember what Monokuma said earlier in the investigation?
Oh, at the time they were on autopilot, directed only observe me. Me.
If they were protecting him like bodyguards, they wouldn't have been facing him. They would have been scanning the area watching us. But they weren't. That implies that they were watching us. They weren't watching us, they were watching him. They were trying to make sure that Monokuma wouldn't go near the crime scene. That reminds me, before I stole an Exisol, all 4 units were focused on Monokuma. That's why I stole one to enter the hangar, and the other 3 didn't pursue me. So, Monokuma must have been talking about Maki.
Even put someone at a disadvantage, it must always be fair. Person who shared the info with me didn't seem interested in sharing it with you guys, so you shared it instead. It must be fair.
She didn't want to share that information because it would have linked her to the murder. In which case, it could only be Maki. You're right. So, to summarize this discussion, Kokichi used the electro bomb in the hangar and the Exisals to watch Monokuma, thereby creating a scenario in which Monokuma has no idea who the culprit is?
I told you there's no point. Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma.
No, Kokichi might not be controlling Monokuma at all.
What? But Kokichi's the mastermind, right? Shouldn't he be controlling Monokuma?
Kokichi might not be the mastermind.
What?
Remember that the only reason we think that is because Kokichi told us. Monokuma hasn't said a word about that. It's possible that Kokichi's just lying to us.
Remember, Kokichi's a piece of shit. No way I lied.
He's lying right now!
I'm definitely controlling Monokuma. The mastermind of the killing game is totally me. The one who pitted humanity's last survivors against each other is all me, baby. That's right. He's a remnant of despair. How do you forget that?
But that doesn't necessarily mean he's the mastermind.
Well, I guess. But is that really possible?
Well, Monokuma?
I can't answer that question without causing problems, because I gotta run this trial fair and square.
Even more reason to give us the answer. If you don't tell us the truth right now, you'll be an accomplice to Kokichi's lies. Does that sound like a fair game? Would you say this class trial is fair?
Yeah, tell us, is Kokichi the real mastermind or not? You don't need to think about it. You're being way too forward, you know? Aren't you normally the forward one? I mean, I don't mind because it's probably part of your strategy too. But in the interest of fairness, I suppose it's time to tell the truth. Unlike the lies you love so much, the truth should be impartial to everyone.
And what is that truth? Will we find out now or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.